Alright guys, so with the release of the new Skullcandy Sesh True Wireless Earbuds, after that video I had a lot of questions about, how does it compare to the Skullcandy Indy? How does it compare to the Skullcandy Push? So I figured the best way to answer all this is just do a video comparing all three. Just be like a quick rundown of the price, the features, the sound, because the holidays are coming up and a lot of people are going to be shopping for truly wireless earbuds. And I think this will just break it down easier, and it might actually help you find the right one you're looking for depending on what it is you're looking for. So let's go ahead and start with the price, because let's be honest, that's the deciding factor for a lot of people. And the Skullcandy Sesh comes in at $50, where the Skullcandy Indy comes in at $79, and then the Skullcandy Push, which originally retailed for $129, has now had a reality check and comes down retailing at $89. So price-wise, you're looking kind of close now, but essentially the Skullcandy Push was priced way out of this class. So as far as the main features go, the Skullcandy Sesh has Bluetooth 5.0 and is IP55 water resistant, where the Skullcandy Indy is also Bluetooth 5.0 and IP55 water resistant. Now, the huge difference here is the Skullcandy Push, which is the older version out of the three, uses Bluetooth 4.2, and it actually doesn't show an exact IPX rating, it just says water resistant. So out of the three feature-wise, the Push is definitely in the back end. And what's important between 4.2 and 5.0 is one, a more stable connection, but also lag as far as videos go. The newer the technology, the better it is at not having lag when you're watching movies or YouTube. And so as far as comfort goes, all three offer something a little bit different. The Skullcandy Sesh is the lightest out of the bunch, so it's one of those you can actually forget that it's even in your ear. Where the Skullcandy Indy, and I don't know if it's because of the stem or the design of it, felt like it had a little more weight and got uncomfortable quicker over time compared to the other two. Where the Skullcandy Push is a lighter earbud, it was really easy to fit. It has a little bit more weight than the Sesh, so you can feel that it's there, but it's one of those, again, that you can wear for longer periods of time. Now, the battery life is really different between all three. The new Skullcandy Sesh comes in at only having 3 hours of battery life individually, and giving you about 10 hours total with the case. And honestly, out of all truly wireless earbuds, that's really at like the lower end of the spectrum. Now, the Skullcandy Push gives you 6 hours individually, and it gives you about 12 hours with the case. Now, for me, the downfall to that is, yes, you are getting 6 hours individually, but you're only getting one full charge out of the case. So as to where most truly wireless earbuds, you can throw them in the case 2 to 3 times to get a charge, the Skullcandy Push, you can put them in the case once, charge them, and then you're gonna have to charge the case. Now, the Skullcandy Indy drops it back down to only giving you 4 hours of battery life, but with the case is giving you about 16 hours total. So it's really weird how they're doing this, because the Indy is giving you the most overall with the case, but is only giving you 4 hours individually. But the Skullcandy Push is giving you 6 hours, but is only gonna give you 12 hours total. So it kind of depends on your use. If you're somebody that likes to use earbuds for majority of the day, the Skullcandy Push is probably going to fit better, where the other two are made to have lower battery life, which means you're going to have to charge them more throughout the day. Now, as far as controls, the Skullcandy Sesh and the Skullcandy Push uses an actual physical touch button, where I think the Push, the button is a lot more sensitive, so it's easier to push. Even though the Sesh is still easy to push, it's just actually right there in the middle of the earbud as opposed to more towards the back end. Now, the Skullcandy Indy actually uses the touch responsiveness, which is normally a plus, but at times with these, it's kind of like hit or miss. You can have some where you're getting it just right and it'll work, or you feel like you're touching the wrong spot at times. And so it's just trial and error together, and sometimes you're just doing functions that you're not meaning to do. Now, as far as using any of these independently, they all three work the same. If you want to use one earbud by itself, you can only do it with the left earbud. That's the main earbud. You cannot use the right by itself. Also, as far as mic quality goes, after using all three and after going back and listening to all three, I essentially think it's the same microphone being used in all three. So I'm going to play back a test of the mic using the Skullcandy Indies here. Okay, so speaking of the mic quality on the Skullcandy Indy, as you can tell, I am recording this right now using these, and it's, again, not anything special. So now we go into sound, which for me is the most important thing when you're buying an audio product. Now, the Skullcandy Push is, to me, the brightest out of the three. And what that means is the treble is boosted more, the mids come through very well, but the bass on these seem to be lacking more compared to the three. Now, it does sound great across all genres in my opinion, but if you're somebody that likes a little more low end and likes more just hip hop pop type music, these may feel like they're lacking compared to the other two. The Skullcandy Indy to me seems to lean more towards the bass and the warmer sound signature. Now, this does work well for pop and hip hop and stuff like that, but where you're more focused on vocals or you like the clarity of things, the Skullcandy Indy is gonna feel like it's lacking compared to the other two. Now, the Skullcandy Sesh is an interesting one because it's the cheapest out of the three, but for some reason it feels like it pulled the bass from the Indy and then it pulled the clarity from the Push and just merged them together to have the better overall balanced sounding truly wireless earbud. Now again, this is not balanced like as in a flat sound signature, but it's balanced as in, yes, there's plenty of bass, but there's also plenty of treble, and then mids sound fantastic, vocals sound great. For some reason, out of the three, I would say the Skullcandy Sesh is the best sounding. So my final verdict on this one, again, because it comes down to sound, I would say the Sesh is the best buy out of the three. Yes, I know the battery life is awful at 3 hours, but I'm one of those that listens to music for an hour or two at a time, which means the Sesh does what it needs to do. I throw them back in the case and then they're good for later. All three are good choices, but again, if you want clarity, go for the Push. If you want bass, go for the Indy. But if you like a just well-rounded, truly wireless earbud and don't want to spend a whole lot, I think that's where the Sesh comes in and makes the best option out of the three. But anyway, guys, I hope that helps. That is my comparison between the Skullcandy Push, the Indy, and then the brand new Sesh. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.